it's always nice just to have one of your teammates, one of the guys you're really close to, being able to play with you out there. And, you know, he's had his ups and downs as we have this year, and just excited for him to come back.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's exciting. I know we talked a little last week about how big of a piece he is. You know, when you're missing something like that, we're all really glad to have him back. And so.
Playing devil's advocate, there could be resentment when you have a guy who gets suspended at that time of the season and you guys struggle without him. How have you guys emotionally, I guess, handle that, and are there things that you guys talk about as a team to make sure you're all on the same page?
Yeah, I think we're already on the same page. When things like that happen, you can't really, the way how fast the season goes, you can't really, consume yourself around that. You just have to kind of push forward and try to make adjustments with him being out, and then with him being back. And there definitely, adjustments and change, but I think it's really good just to have all of our pieces back.
Kyle, as you said, Caleb obviously makes a big impact, but is he a big enough impact for you guys to feel confident making a run here? Obviously, we saw the game against Iowa and what you guys were able to do, and then he comes out of the lineup. Does his impact give you more confidence in terms of a tournament run, or can he be the difference, I guess?
Yeah, for sure. I think it all really just depends on, how we're preparing and how we come out every night. Because like I said last week, we're at our best, when we're fully focused. We prep really well. And like we have the talent, we just got to do that with every game. So having him back is definitely huge. And yeah, for sure.
CJ, looked like twice during that Wisconsin game. I think one time he got blocked, and then when Pat hit you with that screen at midcourt, it looked like he hit you right on the shoulder. I just didn't like, did that have any lingering impact? I know you've been dealing with the soreness for a couple weeks now. Did that make it any worse, or is it still kind of the same as it's been the last few weeks?
I'm not sure if it made it any worse at this point. I feel like it's just going to be what it is. It's hurt, but we're at this point of the season to where, especially with it being my last go-around, I just have to push through it and continue to fight, and my teammates do a good job just picking me up, and just being able to be with them out there on the floor is more important than my own hurting.
And it's your offhand, right? It's not your, but does it impact your shooting at all?
I feel it a little bit, but once you kind of get going in the flow of the game, you kind of just lose yourself, so you don't really feel it until it really gets hit.
CJ, can you put your finger on why every game with you in Indiana of recent vintage seems to be such a battle?
Just two teams that compete at a high level. There's a really tough place to play, and then when they came here last year, it was a good environment. So it's just two teams who just compete. We're pretty evenly matched in the sense of the way we run our offense and defense. So
is it to the point where you could describe them as a rival?
I'm not sure if they're a rival or not, but I just know both teams are highly competitive, and we want to win as bad. And usually when we see them, it's really a big stretch for us, and when they see us, it's a big stretch for them. So they have something to prove, and so do we.
Obviously, you guys want to make a run in the tournament and all your season. Does this feel like a little bit of a playing game? You guys are both sort of right on the tournament bubble, and I just wonder if that's something you guys feel going into this, adding a little bit more to the game.
Yeah, with every game, I think it's important. Each and every game, the next game, you want to go in and you want to play to win, but I think for sure it's a game that we need to go in a little bit more focused and ready to get this win, because I think it's important because we're on the bubble, so to get in.
How do they look different since you guys last saw them? Obviously, end of the season pretty strong. What have you seen watching them get ready to face them again?
Well, we just know that even though that they had a rough stretch here in the conference season, and most of their games they were 1 or 2 possessions away, so we know it's not going to be an easy game. And despite their record, it doesn't show what type of team they are. They're a really good team, and they'll be ready to play. So we have to be ready to match their intensity, offensively, defensively, and just compete like the whole game.
CJ, I know that you guys and Chris Oldman has been saying the entire last couple months the same thing that Kyle said, that you guys just take it game by game and whatnot, but you know that this might be a playing game, and if you win this and you know the stakes, when you look at this game specifically and what you've done against Indiana. Just the same sort of question to Kyle. Do you look at it differently, knowing that this could be the one that gets you there?
I guess you could say that. We just know that how important this game is for us. We are aware of that. And this is kind of why you come to, universities and this conference, just to be able to put yourself in the best position to make a run in the NCAA tournament. And we have our goal right in front of us. I guess you could say we're right there. And when you accomplish that, that's kind of what you live for.
When you faced Indiana the first time, was there anything that surprised you about them? What did you learn about them that you didn't know before that game?
Probably just how physical the game was going to be. Their bigs bring a physical edge to the game that you can't always tell what you see on film. So that's probably the biggest thing I've taken from it.
Even though you guys lost to Wisconsin, when you have a second half and a comeback like that, how does that carry over at all into practice, into the next game, as opposed to if you guys would have just lost by 20 in that game? Does it have any carryover?
We always go back and when we're cleaning up and stuff and looking at film, I think there's a lot of good things we can take from that game and in that stretch, especially even the times when we weren't playing as well. There's a lot of good things we can take from that. So it's definitely good seeing that how we played together during that certain stretch, that we can hopefully carry that on and keep that thing going.
TJ, could you talk about that too?
Yeah, like Kyle said, we could definitely take things from that experience. But I mean, at the end of the day, we still didn't win the game. So but you still can learn your lessons. So it's kind of tough in the sense of how you would describe that as momentum, even though we didn't win. But like he said, we can definitely take the parts of the game where we struggled and learn from those experiences. I also learned from when we were able to walk down the stretch.
Is there any bit of a letdown because you come back like that, but you don't necessarily get over the hump to get the win?
No letdown at all. We did win the game at the end of the day, no matter if we won by 20 or lost in overtime. But we have to continue to focus on Thursday, because at this point, everything that's happened in the regular season's over. We can't control any of that at this point. It's basically a new season for everybody, and everybody starts fresh.
Nick, how's your leg doing? Chris talked about how that's an injury where it's not gonna get back to 100% unless you sit out for pretty much a month. How's playing with an injury like that?
It's tough just because with soreness sometimes. I try not to focus too much on it. I try not to think about it while I'm playing, because I want to put everything I have out there, and that's what I've been trying to do. We're doing as much rehab as possible, day to day, trying to get it stronger, things like that. But yeah, pretty much until I get some time off, I won't be back to 100%, but I'm still gonna give everything I have.
Do you feel like you're limited at all?
To a point, maybe you could say that, but I'm still just gonna give them all, when I go out and play. So everything I have is gonna be out there for sure.
When you guys get to this time of year, the win and go home type of time, how do you flip that switch? Because throughout the whole season, you've had a next game. Each game doesn't necessarily matter quite as much because you still play. How does that flip your switch in your mind as a team?
I think that just has to do with the competitiveness of the players on the team and the coaching staffs. And thankfully, we have guys that really compete at a high level, and coaching staff that cares so much about each player. And so when it's like that, I don't think it's a much of a big switch for us personally.
Does the experience you had last year, both of you, and the year before in the Big Ten tournament, does that help when you go to those win or go home type of games, having been in that before at this level?
Yeah, I think for sure. When you have experience in anything, it's good. You've been through something before, so even with me, like last year, I didn't play in the tournament, so but just being there, experiencing it, the prep, seeing what these guys did and what it takes to do that and play in the tournament is always important to have experience from that.
CJ, I didn't want you to dwell on the last game, but did you have film review